It's your boy Moolah. So we got that fight, man. Reaction to game 4. Kyrie has to go give him a business. Everybody was talking crazy because he had 16 last game. You know what I'm saying? Harden, KD gave him business. Everybody, Boston, y'all got to worry about the Nets. They ain't got no defense. All right, whatever. Let's check this out, guys. Fire power.
Game long yesterday, but as the Nets were leaving the court after their win, a fan threw a water bottle that nearly hit Kyrie. That fan was arrested on assault and battery charges and also received a lifetime ban from TD Garden. And when talking about the incident, Kyrie called it, quote, underlying racism and being treated like you're in a zoo. Shannon, what is your reaction to the latest here?
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that it probably would have happened Friday. Had Kyrie played as well Friday as he played last night, Skip. They didn't feel it was necessary because he didn't play particularly well, and they won the game. Kyrie was spectacular last night, along with James Harden, along with KD. Yep. And so, you know what? And maybe the fans saw what he did to the logo at center court, Skip. Yep. Maybe the fans saw that. Maybe that has something to do with it. But Skip, when you throw a water bottle from that distance, you know that thing would have really hurt Kyrie if it would have hit him. And he came very, very, very close to hitting Kyrie in his face. And who knows, from that distance, you might have put his eye out. You remember Orlando Brown lost the sight in his eye with a beanbag from closer distance.
Yep.
Orlando Brown Sr.
He did.
Skip, I just, and it overshadowed because the big three from the Nets, Skip, if they play like this, you might just go and hand them the title. There's nothing you can do. If they're going to give you 104 points, James Harden's going to give you 18 assists, you're not beating them. You're not. And that's what we should be talking about. But again, Boston. And they wonder why you keep bringing it up, Shannon. You're a race baby. Because y'all keep doing it.
Yep.
That's why we keep bringing it up.
That's exactly why we keep talking about it.
And Danny Ainge, the general manager, said, well, in all my years, Skip, I sent him a copy of Cornbread Maxwell's book because he played with Cornbread. So Cornbread had a lot to say about it.
You seriously?
No, I didn't. But I'm just saying I should send him a copy.
Yep.
Skip, why? KD and them, they summed it up eloquently. Is that because you buy a ticket, it's not about you. You come to be entertained. The entertainment is to watch guys with a high skill level put the ball in the hoop.
Right.
That's what the entertainment is. It's not for you to come throw stuff at us. Yep. That's not what you pay to do. You get upset because your team lost. You get upset because
go hoop. You want to be a hooper? Go out there and hoop.
I didn't play well when I was here, so that gives you the right to yell racial slurs or to throw things at me. Really? And you know, KD summed it up. After all this time of being away, and this is what you resort to throwing things because you're upset. And Skip, like I said, I don't know what a team can do.
Now they about to get the business. When they go to Brooklyn, they about to get the business.
2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So you lost out millions and millions of dollars. You're not going to just like, you know what, since y'all don't know how to act. I think it was a soccer team that they were shouting, they're throwing things, and they're like, okay, you know what? We ain't going to have fans for the next match.
Yep.
But Skip, you can't do that in the NBA. They just got back.
They just got back.
Yeah,
they just got back, and they acting crazy. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Just behave. Why can't you just behave? That's all. We never ask you to do anything.
It's too hard.
Go have a great time. Boo, scream your lungs out. But y'all going too far, fans, because now you're making it about you, and it's not about you. Nobody will turn on their TV. Let me see what they're going to throw today, what they're going to do today. That's not what people turn the TV on to watch.
I ain't even throw nothing. I was in the crib. I wanted to throw plenty of things. All them weak games.
I don't think that could injure you.
Right.
Spitting on a player is like the ultimate act of disrespect, but it can't hurt you physically, right? It was a big bottle of water, and it looked full to me.
Yeah.
And it's heaved from pretty high up.
So it came from a long way.
Now we're talking about attempted assault, correct?
Yeah.
And I immediately tweeted that fan should be arrested, and he was handcuffed.
Yeah.
And charges should be pressed, and he should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
They probably got a GoFundMe account up right now to post him to get him right up out of there. Watch. Bet you they got it.
It could be. It well could be. I'm just saying that went.
So, you saying Boston, you got a GoFundMe and got that man right up out of there.
That went to you should go to jail for attempted assault.
But they bond him out.
If
That's
you
what I'm
threw something
saying.
at somebody
Go find me,
out
bond
on
him
the
right
street,
on out.
you know what would happen.
Yeah, you go to jail.
Yeah, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah, they're going to press charges.
And now we have video.
Right.
It's you threw it, and it came very close to hitting your intended target.
Right.
Attempted assault. Okay, so now we've gone one level deeper where you can send a message by sending somebody to jail. I don't know if the charge was. I have no idea. I'm out of my league on that one. But I would hope they would press charges and try to send that young man to jail.
They got to do something, Skip.
Okay. Well, then he should press.
They got to do something, Skip. This is ridiculous, Skip.
The fortitude and the Constitution and the character to press charges. So now back to what you mentioned.
Don't water bottle at me because I scored 40.
It was unnecessary to me for Kyrie to go out and stomp on the Leprechaun logo, right?
He wore the T.O. skill. You remember how T.O. celebrated up the
Did we show it? And he just comes out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look,
Okay.
So again, I'm not excusing in any way, shape, or form the throwing of the water bottle, but it could have precipitated the emotions going over the edge.
How about this, Skip?
All right, Kyrie.
If Tristan Thompson or somebody runs up on Kyrie and shoves him, okay, I get it. But the fans didn't come out the stands to get T.O. George Teague handled that. Emmitt Smith handled that.
I know, that's true.
Well, that's probably, they called him so many N-words. Yo, you're going to take some notes.
And what got me about it was, now you're disrespecting the Celtics organization and tradition. And allow me to repeat that the Celtics were the first NBA team to draft a black player in 1950.
Yep.
They were the first to have a black head coach, the great Bill Russell, who was a player coach in 68 and 69.
Right.
And in 65, they were the first NBA team to have a black starting five.
Correct.
Okay, well, give it some respect.
Right.
Because nobody has ever had a problem with the organization that I'm aware of, right?
And that's the thing that I don't get, Skip. It's like, okay, what problem do you have with the organization, Kyrie? You might have a problem with the fans in Boston, the people in Boston. I got no problem with that.
Neither.
But I think they believed in you. You were happy to go there. So I don't really know what the organization, how did they run a
He sent a message to the fans.
In March of 2018 at
it's
a fan
over.
Night, he said, if y'all have me, I want to resign. And then it began to fall apart. And then he fell apart on the floor.
It's over. Can
I go disaster?
Celtics, go ahead, get to Cancun, fishing rods.
For whatever reason.
You feel me? Y'all about to go fish.
All the young players said they don't know how to win a championship. It was an
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Kyrie's stay in Boston the first time. So now, what would possess you then to stomp on the Leprechaun logo? I don't know.
Right. They calling him all the N-words and everything else. Throwing water.
Precipitated it.
Right.
But to your point, what I hated about the big picture of this was, have the Nets played any better than they played yesterday? No. Because they were under some fire. They had lost on, was it Friday night?
Friday night.
Track of my nights. And it could have been 2-2. And look at these numbers. Durant goes 14 of 20, 42 points. How about Joe Harris chips 42. In with 4 or 5 threes? Is there a deadlier three-point shooter right now than Joe Harris? Baby. And then Kyrie himself has 39 and 11 rebounds.
39.
Trae Young yesterday had 1 rebound.
11,
he barely
almost
rebounds.
40
Kyrie
piece.
got 11 rebounds. That's Westbrookian, right?
Yes.
And then, of course, James had 18 assists, which was his career playoff high. Well, is that not a tour de force?
Yeah, 20, like 23,
he goes 14 to
20,
18,
10.
3 from three-point line. You foul him, he goes 11-11. Kyrie is 11 of 24, 6 of 12 from the 3, 11-11 from the free throw line. James Harden is 8 of 12, 2 of 5, 5 of 6. Skipper, you're not beating them. You let them score 100, shoot this kind of level of efficiency, and score 104 points between the 3 of them. You're not beating Brooklyn.
Cold-blooded.
So you better come up with Celtics. You better play better defense. Jason Tatum, I don't know what else you can do. You doing all you can. You gave me 50 on Friday. You gave me 40 last night. I don't know what else you can do, bro.
What y'all want from him?
With no Jaylen Brown, Skip, where are they going to get the other points to match the Nets?
So then we lost sight of all that after the game when Kyrie, who's a very deep thinker and knows his history, started to talk about, you're seeing a lot of the old ways coming up. And he's talking about history in terms of entertainment performers in and out of sports for a long period of time, underlying racism. Well, he's going back to the days Wild Wild West and then the early Broadway days
when you throw
rotten fruit. Yeah. If you didn't like what you were seeing, you would throw rotten fruit at the performers on the stage. Now, that could be racist or not racist. That could just be white on white.
But, Skip, you remember when they first integrated sports,
yep,
a lot of blacks went through this because the fans weren't happy.
Yep.
They wanted it to stay segregated. Whites, you play out, you play this sport.
They did.
Blacks, you can play a sport, but you play with other blacks. Just like they wanted the schools. They didn't want to
see the Negro League.
Right.
Yeah.
You got your own league.
Yep.
It's the HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you got your thing. You play football, right? We just don't
right.
want you to play with us.
Yep.
And so once they started integrating, we know what the slurs and the things that Jackie Robinson went through. And some of the football players, they weren't allowed to stay in the same hotel as their white counterpart.
Yep.
So it's been different. And so some of that has still, even though it was the 50s and the 60s, has found its way to 2021.
Yes.
And here we are still. So I just,
same
but I don't know how
spot.
the NBA or teams can get it out there because you hope
60 years later, man, same thing going on.
Applaud their team.
It's crazy.
But anger and what do I do, Skip?
Which all
it's crazy, y'all. Y'all need to stop all this hate in your heart. Everybody just get along, come together as one, man. Bring peace back to the earth, y'all. But hey, it's your boy Moolah. We got that fire. And I'll be back with another one. I'm about to go find what Kyrie said about this water. I just found that out. Let's see about this water, y'all. All right, guys, we about to investigate. So I'm out of here.